Hello and welcome to Laurice's Kitchen. It's time for another episode from the previous millennia. Recipe from my college days, and I cannot remember where it came from. All I know is Ragout de Porc au Vin Blanc, or loosely translated as pork stew with white wine, is delicious and cheap. Let's see what we're gonna need. We're starting with 2 pounds of pork loin. This has been trimmed and cut into 1-inch cubes. As for the rest of these ingredients, they're always listed right here, as well as the full recipe and instructions in the description box below. Now normally I would make this in my cast iron Dutch oven, but it's pulling sourdough duty making our bread for tonight's dinner. This is a stovetop recipe that takes about 2 hours to make from start to finish. So let's get over to the stove and start cooking. This is my largest pan. I'm starting with about 2 tablespoons of canola oil in here. We're starting with the onions first. We're going to sweat these onions and then add the garlic. These are becoming very fragrant and they're getting translucent. Okay, I'm going to add in the garlic and I'm just going to leave it sitting on top for a few seconds just to let it warm up before it goes on the bottom of the pan. That'll also help keep this from burning. Okay, and we can just stir this around. Okay, you can see we've got some nice color on these onions. It's about 1.5 minutes on the garlic. So I'm going to push all of this to the edges. Add a little bit more oil in the center. And then add about half this pork. Okay, we're going to just push this to the edge too, and then add in the last of that pork. Okay, I'm adding in the salt and pepper, and this is probably going to be close to 2 teaspoons. There's a lot going in here. Okay, we can turn this over. And now everything can just get mixed together. This pork will be cooked through before we add all the other ingredients. Next in go the carrots. I'm going to use my wine to clean out my chicken. Can add in our herbs. And once this comes back up to a simmer, I'm putting that roux puck in here. And it's getting covered and simmering for about an hour. Just going to nestle this right down in here. We do need to stir this 2 or maybe 3 times while it cooks. And it looks like I need to turn the temperature down just a little bit. Hold on. If it looks like it needs more liquid, do not be afraid to add in maybe a cup or so of water. These mushrooms have been washed, stemmed, the gills removed, and then sliced very thickly. These are going in this pan with this butter. We're going to saute these mushrooms in this butter until they just begin to break down. We don't want them cooked until they're completely flat. Okay, maybe just another 30 or 45 more seconds on these. We can just let these sit in the pan until we're ready to add them to the stew. Okay, it's been about an hour and 10 minutes. I'm going to take out the herbs. And then stir in the mushrooms. Okay, so the contents of the pan, all the liquid and all the mushrooms. Okay, I'm just stirring in these mushrooms. Then I'm going to add this last quarter cup of wine. We're going to lid this and let it sit for another 3 minutes or so, just to make sure everything is hot. It's time to give our pork stew a taste. Now I have both a fork and a spoon, and I think I like this better over the noodles than the mashed potatoes. Let's see if I can get a little bit of everything in here. It's also hot. Those mushrooms, that wine, wonderful. It's time to give this pork stew a taste. Now I have both a fork and a spoon, and I think I like it better. It's Rory. Thank you for visiting Laurice's Kitchen. If you enjoyed this video, give the like button a click and don't forget to leave a comment. We're always happy to hear from you. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and don't keep us a secret. Share our videos with your friends and family. You can follow us on Facebook for behind-the-scenes pics and videos, and on Twitter for upcoming videos and the random cat picture.